Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Bong diggity bong diggity bong 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 bong. What y'all thought? It was over? Nah, man. I'm glad y'all mother set it off. Used to be hard, now you done went soft. First you was down with the AK. Now I see you in a video where who? Get out of here. Hood Champion changed his tune. You McNicholases. What y'all think? I wasn't going to come back swinging? You crazy. I'm sure to rolling all that shit out for y'all. Get out of here. Somebody posts, oh, Hood Champion Claressa Shields spoke to him and she spooked him. She spooked him. Ooh. Oh, he's so scared. I still have scales on my eyes. I can see you. I'm watching you side-eyed. Good watch. Oh, yeah. He must be broke. All right, man, look, life, times is hard. I'm broke. So why don't you leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings, brother, sister? The weekend's here. Ain't over yet. I can still run up the road there. Catch my boy, China Hing, and get that fried rice and chicken wings. He may throw a little thing of wonton soup in there. Hood Champion changed his tune. Hey, yo, Claressa Shields, hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. I'm not going to disrespect you. I let the people call in and they speak their piece. But don't get nothing twisted. You disrespected Muhammad Ali. I ain't never going to change my tune. And until you apologize, I'm never going to consider trying to show you the respect that you don't deserve based on how you've treated the Ali name. Respect isn't demanded. Respect is earned. And that even goes for the people who come to the channel and enjoy the talk and enjoy the conversation. I don't disrespect anyone. When it comes to Claressa Shields, my tune ain't changed. My videos, everything's still posted. But one thing for sure, if she want to really make some progress, all this stuff with these views and all this stuff she have on the channel and all these comments where they're praising her, okay, cool. But if she wants us to take any of that stuff as genuine, any of that stuff for us to say, yo, man, we really got a greatest woman of all time outside of just the resume as a human being. First step, apologize to the Alis. Apologize. That's what needs to happen here. And the apology needs to happen as of yesterday. Now, I do think she issued a kind of roundabout apology. I do think she kind of did what she said. I just want to give flowers to Muhammad Ali for making me believe I could be the greatest of all time. That was, you get some people, right? You ever have someone where is a friend and all of a sudden y'all have they're wrong as hell, but y'all stop talking. Then they just they may be somewhere near you, walk by and just, hey, want a piece of gum? Hey, man, hey, want some of this? Hey, yo, you heard what so-and-so said? They're trying to find a way to break the ice. So that's how I take what Claressa Shields is doing. She's trying to finagle her way back into the good graces of the boxing fans. But you hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. We ain't dumb. It don't work like that. And for all your boxing fans, though, who come to the channel and think that everyone on this channel is going to carry the same energy every time they do a live and start insulting people and bashing. Look, there's some people who are going to do that. You got to understand, Claressa Shields has reached out and has got into people's DMs and has, said shit to people. She has made blanket statements that affect millions of people. So my thing is, hopefully somebody's paying attention because the people are talking. And what I've concluded, people ain't feeling Claressa Shields. It's bigger than just this deal. You know what I'm saying? As far as things to question, things to dislike, she gives a whole lot of content. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot. How much time does a person have? Look, I ain't got the time that most people have. You know what I'm saying? My ass go to bed. Like, I was about to go to bed just now, and I'm like, yo, let me drop 1 or 2 videos because my boys are sleeping. And then normally I'm going to go to bed at 12:31. I'm up at 5:45, getting my boys squared away. But I ain't going to stay up that late tonight. But the bottom line, once I get up, I'm busy. So 5:45 to 9 o'clock, I'm busy. Then the house quiets down. Then I exercise or go live. And then do whatever else I'm going to do. And then by, 2 o'clock, I'm out here to pick up my little man. So I don't have all time like some people to just be living on the internet and being caught up in drama. Y'all got to understand. Some people are like, I expected more. I expected you to respond to Claressa Shields the kind of way. How? What you expect? You know what I'm saying? I'm a 50-year-old guy. I don't agree with the way she's moving. I don't agree with her attitude. I got big time questions about what she's doing out there with this contract. I've said all that. I even said it to her. But I'm just not going to scream on her. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't forget my background now. This YouTube shit is fun. We talk shit. But when I'm dealing with people and talking to people, if you come at me crazy, I probably won't even acknowledge you. But I may come back because I got a sense of humor and twist some shit up and make you miserable with my words. But I'm not going to come out here and cuss and this and that. That ain't my style. You got to understand, I could have retired at age 39 and never worked another day in my life. But I hung around another 5 more years. 4 more years. Yeah, 4 more years. About almost 5. So I'm chilling. But I know how to handle myself. I know how to do the business. And when it comes to dealing with people, let me tell you something. I don't know how many times you guys have been in arbitrations, mediation hearings. You guys have dealt with conflict resolution. You know what I'm saying? You guys have dealt with confrontations and made sure the confrontations were constructive opposed to destructive. You see, most of y'all don't even have those skill sets. That's why you look and you just want the rah-rah. You want the drama. You ready to bite somebody. Let me tell you something. A lot of people you see who are in key decision-making positions, they have those emotions too. But just over time have honed their skills and are able to sit there and talk with someone, not agree with them, not understand them, not like them, but then not insult them or make them feel that way. You watch some of these detectives, they got a person they're there interrogating, talking to, and they know that he just killed a child. Watch how he goes and talks to him, treats that person with all the respect in the world and everything. You think he likes that person? No, you got to be professional, you got to do the business. So, that being said, yeah, man, the questions are still there. And the people really want to know. So, really, if Claressa Shields is watching this video, or anybody who's associated with her, you can respond. But it's time for you to come to the stage and talk to the people. That's where we at. Quit being a seagull and flying in and out of people's pages and comment section and dropping crap off and flying back out. Nah. Come on to the live. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody. You're not gonna be talking with the audience. You're gonna be talking with me. So the audience are probably shredded for real. They don't be holding back. I ain't gonna do that. I'll sit there and talk to her. And I'm gonna ask her. We're gonna talk. If she will. But this whole thing, right? What she doesn't understand, or maybe she does. Let me tell you, you can't get mad at boxing fans for wanting to know about your $8 million, $16 million deal, $50 million deal, $80 million deal, or if you listen to what the Breakfast Club put out. You can't get mad at boxing fans asking questions. You know why? Because you came out here with this makeshift press conference and you threw the information out. You came out here. You came out here on the Puff Daddy mission. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that. You came out here shiny suited down. You went to the Ebony Awards or whatever that was, man. Said you want to look like a trophy. I look like a trophy. A trophy. Dressed in gold. You did all that. So we're watching. And we're observing. You belong to the public. That's your lifestyle. So when you're out there making the millions and count the green, you better believe we're going to be out here, you know what I mean, criticizing, observing, ridiculing, opinion. It's going to happen. I can't recall any fighter announcing a huge press conference. I didn't think TMZ was there, but I still haven't seen none from TMZ. But she said TMZ was there, right? He got this big ass press conference. At least y'all had this big grand appearance. You rolled out the red carpet, and obviously it was a selected few people who came there. Sounded like you had an expanded audience according to you, but just me looking at it, looks like it was a concentric few. But you had a few entities there who could, spread the word. So the word got out, and we listened, and we're confused. And you know what? It ain't just hood champion boxing sports and my supporters. Brilliant people. And this right here is what gets me, right? The same way I think sometimes boxing fans can look at an athlete, a fighter, and think that there's no intelligence there. I think that they're just out here making poor decisions. And that's unfair to them because we pass judgment, right? But the same thing where you can get a person like Claressa Shields who's just looking at an audience and all she knows of what's going on in her world, what she's excited about, she's happy about, and they'll make assumptions about us. They question our intelligence, question our status, question our level of happiness, question our accolades. So to them, we're not qualified to comment or say anything. Newsflash, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, it ain't going nowhere. Get used to it. It ain't going nowhere. And when it comes to this deal with Win Records and Demetrius Salita, and as far as Canelo, let me tell you something. Floyd Mayweather, he said something about a deal and what he got. It's a big deal and everybody was talking about it. The whole world was talking about it. He had specifics. Shit was broken down. What is he going to be making per fight? You know what I'm saying? How many fighters? He go pick who he wants. He go finish out his career what he wants. Deal with Showtime. I mean, Floyd was out there just rattling off shit. He didn't leave nothing for anybody to try to figure out. We weren't trying to solve for X. He gave us the answers. He gave us all the information we could come and solve and figure out what's going on. It wasn't non-conclusive. Canelo, shit wasn't non-conclusive. Eddie Hearn, you know Eddie Hearn, but that man liked to talk. We talk about Claressa Shields, mouth like a Uzi. Eddie Hearn, mouth like a Uzi. With that British accent. Yeah, mate. Could do the business. Yeah, Canelo making $365 million, mate. Fuck me. Can you believe that? $500 million fucking dollars, but he's worth it. I ain't from the UK, so I can't talk like them people, man, but I respect the accent. Big up to the UK. But yo, left nothing for us to guess. But at the same time, Canelo nor Mayweather, at that moment, nobody was saying nothing crazy. Trying to pick a fight with one of the greats and talking shit about. And whether you look, I'll say this. Mentioning Muhammad Ali's name because she wasn't saying anything bad about him. It's just Muhammad Ali wouldn't duck no smoke. Layla Ali, she ain't got his DNA. Like, it was distasteful. It was selfish. It was vile. And it was very insensitive, man. But Canelo wasn't doing that. Mayweather wasn't doing that. That's why nobody really said nothing. Nobody cared. They were just like, oh, shit, if anything with Canelo's fighting everybody. We already knew Canelo's about his money. Canelo, he ain't care. It's like, what's that shit with the three little bears? And Goldilocks go to the crib. She tried a little bit of this porridge. She tried a little bit of this porridge. Now, this one right here is perfect. She sleep in this bed. Nah, that ain't it. She sleep in this bed, get uncomfortable with that, and then she find the one that's nice. That's what Canelo was. You know what I'm saying? It was Canelo, was it Red Riding Hood, right? The three bears and who? I don't even know the goddamn story, man. I goddamn forgot. But that was Canelo right there. Yeah, the three little pigs, right? Anyway, Mama Bear, three little Goldilocks, yeah. Let you know, I don't know nothing, I don't even remember that shit. But that's what Canelo running around here, man. PBC, okay, good for now. I ain't that comfortable now. Matchroom, I ain't that comfortable now. Turkey Al Sheikh, I'm comfortable here for now. Canelo bounced around, like making his money. We knew that. Nothing to talk about. He'd tell you that. I work with anybody. Canelo didn't care. Floyd Mayweather, we knew he wasn't going nowhere. Al Heyman, yeah, will make smart business decisions. I just got to think, Al, I got a smart team around us. I'm Floyd Mayweather. 1 + 1, it could equal 3 if you really think about it. Wait, hold on. It's like Floyd. Just shut up, man. And read that Harry Potter book that 50 Cent was talking about. But with Floyd, you knew what you were getting. Floyd did the business. Floyd whipped ass. The time he turned pro, right up to the end of his career. But forget pretty boy Floyd years. Right up until he retired, Floyd was whipping everybody's ass. It was unpredictable. He was perfect, man. They couldn't do nothing with him. But Floyd didn't come out here. He talked a lot of trash, but Floyd was still likable. Canelo's likable. I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous boxers, right? You got to be likable. Adrian Broner's, he's outspoken, but he's likable. Something about him is likable. Ricardo Mayorga is ridiculous. Even though that man speak no English, he was still likable. Roberto Duran in his prime was wild, boy. He would spit on you and your wife. But there's still something about him likable. You got to have a quality that's likable. With Claressa Shields, I put it to you this way. Forget what my opinion. Forget the fans on the channel's opinion, right? Forget all the boxing fans. Look at your colleagues and your peers. Look at them. We understand your sport is competition based. We get it. But you're beefing with everybody. Most people don't like you. And you came into my comment section very respectful. Said what you had to say. I don't think you typed that, though. I'm just telling you this right now, Claressa Shields. I don't think you typed that. The way that was written. Now, I wrote my shit, but I'm used to writing. So when I get an opportunity to kick some knowledge, then I do. You know what I'm saying? Where is this? And I already did a video about this, so I ain't going to sit here, man, and go over it again, but I'm going to show you this. This is not Claressa Shields. People are like, oh, her champion, oh, you're a tail wagger, you're not going to, no. I'm not going to, no, she ain't disrespect me. She was very respectful. She said what she had to say. And you got to respect that. But I'm going to show you. This ain't, look how this is written. This ain't her. Where is it? Oh, she responded to me again. Oh, she responded. Yo, check this out. Oh, hold on a second here. She was in here going at people. I didn't know this. See, I've been out all day fishing. So this is that video I did, right? I did not know this. So you got a couple of guys here. Where is it? I didn't know she or somebody's on here. Right here's another one. Someone says, what, $8 million for boxing or rapping? WBC committee is not paying her that, and her music will not sell. Even if Papoose ghostwrite it. Someone says, I know, right? And Claressa Shields pops up, boxing, read the articles. Boxing, read the articles. What 8 million for boxing? Oh, she's saying, okay, so she's letting her know. She's getting 8 million for boxing. I didn't know that was there. So maybe I need to go through my videos and see what else she commented on. I didn't know she commented on that. But you can look at, even in the response, she's not being disrespectful. But she is reading comments. Obviously, she's watching my channel. And that's good. So let's come on down. Okay, so Claressa Shields is like, I don't know why she just don't come onto the stage. She should just come out and do an interview. Where is it? Okay, here it is right here. Right? It's 3 replies, so let's see. This is where where is the damn thing? It says, sir, excuse me, I've been making over $1 million for the past 3 years. That's great. My brand has exploded. This is where a lot of people are struggling. How has your brand exploded in the last couple months? Did the Layla Ali beef help your brand explode? Because we're not really understanding that. I'm selling out arenas. We know that in Michigan, back up there was in Detroit. You're selling it out. We know that. You say sponsors are knocking at my doors. I do great viewership. This is another thing, but listening to the fans, they're like, yo, what's sponsors? What you got going on? Share it with us. Because people want to know. It says, they made the deal happen. Let's be clear, you can't go on national TV and lie. Okay, well, people lie all the time, but I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. But I'm just saying, okay, we believe you, but tell us more. She's not telling us more. It says, I don't see you do a video about Canelo. And that's why I did the video last night. That's why I did the live the way I did. Okay? I did the live the way I did because she came on here. She said something. It concerned her. And I'm fair. And I'm like, all right, come out here and let the people talk. It wasn't my time to come out here and talk and carry on. That's why I would chime in. But for the most part, the phone was just blowing up. But I was letting the people talk. The video was, is Claressa Shields being done wrong? You know what I'm saying? And the fans talk. It wasn't for me to come out and talk. I said what I had to say. And I still feel the same way. Nothing changed. So for the couple of people, I had to block a couple of people. Don't come out here talking about, someone said you're a sellout. C-E-L-L. I blocked them just for fucking misspelling that. Sellout, C-E-L-L. Oh, Lord have mercy. So that just let me know what I was dealing with. When you get a bozo that come on here and spell sell out with C-E-L-L. So they had to go. But you come out here talking about I'm this and that because I sat back and just let people talk. Y'all be having too many knee-jerk reactions. Oh, champion, you changed your tone. They changed shit. The only thing I changed is my draws. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Changing nothing. But at the same time, I don't hate Claressa Shields. I don't like that mouth. I don't like that attitude. She got to solve that, That she can, I don't know. But right here, that's why I responded to her. And without me going and reading the whole thing, you can just see right here, I did respond to her. And I was very respectful, I even said here, glad you touched base, if it's really you. I talked about the support, the 16,000. I do root for her. I want to see her win, but the attitude and mouth, to me, she owes people an apology. And let me say this. I'm telling you from experience, man. You know what's one of the best feelings in the world? And not coming here rubber-dubbing with your girl or you girls rubber-dubbing with your man. Now, I ain't talking about the freaky-deaky, all right? I ain't talking about pitch and woo. It's when you can stop, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I was wrong. I was wrong. And then come back to that person, to that audience, or if you have a dog that keep pissing the house, you kick him in the ass, whatever. or that animal, and you say, take a deep breath. You blow it out and you say, yo, I'm sorry I was wrong. That shit ain't easy for some people to do. I remember the first time I tried that. I was seeing this sociologist. And I was also, there was a psychologist, right? Up there talking to him and shit. The sociologist, he was there with this group setting with a bunch of people that was supposed to have anger issues. And I'm in there like, yo, these motherfuckers crazy. Anyway, he was like, yeah, I just have y'all tried just apologizing? Yeah. And I was thinking, no, get the F out of here, man. Apologizing to nobody. Then the psychologist, we talked. She was like, you could do whatever you want, I was like, yeah, I know. She was like, but there are consequences. My ears perked up. I was like, what? But there are consequences for your actions, for your words, for your expressions, for your decisions. You can do what you want, but then there are consequences. Choices, consequences. And that just clicked in my head. I said, that makes sense. She's like, so when you go home today, I need you to look for an opportunity to call someone, or even if it's your wife or your kids or the neighbor, if that dog who you've kicked in the ass because he keeps pissing on the floor, whatever it is, and just take a deep breath and say, hey, do you mind if we talk? And I was like, all right. She's like, and just, if they're receptive, then you say, take them to a comfortable place. Say, you mind if we come sit over here and talk? And sit in the corner of the table and take a deep breath. Yeah. And say, hey, I'm sorry for whatever it is you may have done. I know it may have hurt you. And I feel this and I feel that. And I was like, okay. So I had a friend back in the day, man. We were jealous because his mother had bought him a Diamondback bicycle. We were like 11 years old. Anyway, we beat him up and took his bicycle, and we climbed up in a tree and we put the bicycle way up in the tree and shit. They couldn't get to it. And that shit was horrible, but we were kids. So anyway, man, I happened to fumble across his number. I went to call him. His name was Damien. He picked up the phone. He's like, hello? I said, hey, Damien, man. He was like, yes. Hey, this is Ray. That ain't my name, but this is Ray. He was like, oh, shit, Ray. Yeah, man, long time. I was like, hey, look, man. You remember back in there we were young guys, man. Me, my brother, about 15 of us, man, would beat your ass, took your bike and put it up in the tree and shit. He was like, why are you calling me? I said, well, hold on. I just want to tell you something, man. I recognize that we were wrong. He got quiet. I said, I just want to say I told myself, I just want to say, man, get the fuck out of here. I hung up that phone. I ain't apologize. I couldn't do it. Couldn't say sorry. But I did eventually get to the point I called him and I did say, yo, I apologize, my bad. And then I got in the habit of just, it felt good. Got that off my chest. Felt lighter. Did things, but, I was married at home with people. And then I started developing the skills to deal with anger and frustration and people's opinions and I became a better person. But I do think a person has to be able to just take a deep breath, blow it out, and apologize. And I think Claressa Shields needs to start there. But definitely, if she wants to get boxing fans to really come out here and give her that support that she wants, that she needs, she's got to apologize. Let me tell you something. I've said it. 90% of the people in the chat agree. Almost every caller agrees that Muhammad Ali name is nothing to mess with. That's one of the first things I said. The very first video I said that I did. I talked about that, and I always keep saying it. I had one person. I was like, "Yo, all 7 consonants." Like, man, it's only 6 consonants. I'm like, "Yo, McNicholas, this is a time here where you need to shut up. Who don't know what you're talking about? There's only 6 consonants." To me, it was. Yeah, anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. But the reality is, when it comes to Muhammad Ali's name, globally, you've offended a lot of people, Miss Shields. And right here, stateside, matter of fact, right in your inner circle, I 100% believe there are people who interact with you on a daily basis that when they're not around you, they talk about, man, she was wrong. I 100% believe that. I'm willing to bet money. So if I lose a bet, you can count the green. I'm willing to bet that Wu-Tang cream, cha-ching ching, dollar bill, y'all. 100%. Because that was not right. No matter what your intentions were, it was wrong. Now, the other thing, I ain't going to get into that, but the ladies and a lot of the fellas, you see, this is the thing. I'm going to get to that in a second. Let's get back over here. But see, I even told her, the attitude, it's garnered negative attention. Talked about the trolls, how they're so ridiculous. And then I got down here and just talked about the press conference and basically saying, that you only gave, part of the information. And people are wondering what really happened. Curiosity and anxiety mixed together. It creates emotional tension. And, you got everyone's attention. But everything going on with you is a mystery. Like, it really is a mystery. And, we're going to keep talking about your situation until we get answers. And that's it in a nutshell, right? But that's the truth. You put this stuff out there to the world. You put it into the atmosphere because you wanted everybody to come out here and say, yay, hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. And you didn't really get that. You got people saying, hold on. WWTF is going on here. So, in my opinion, you either just leave it alone and let people talk, because the more they talk, the more you benefit. Or you come out here and be a bit more specific. You, of course, I would never expect anybody to come out here and get all the way down to the weeds on their contract. But help make it make sense. We understand $3 million signing bonus. We get that. But when you were articulating that, it sounded to me like what you were communicating is this is something that is $8 million, but then there's $3 million. It sounds like everything is based off of the event performance. And that's me. It sounds like everything's based off of the event performance. 8 million up to this, that's just the minimum. Then there's 3. Something don't sound right. And that's the problem. So maybe you talk too much. Maybe you shouldn't have spoken. Maybe you should have let Dimitri Salita. You know what I'm saying? He's normally pretty reticent. He's a guy, quiet, talks when he has to, doesn't say a lot, always chewing trident. He's just there. Or he's chewing on his tongue or he's chewing on his tongue. He don't really say much of anything. But he's a guy, when he does talk, he has all this shit written out. He comes, he starts reading, done, shuts up. Maybe you should have had him lead that whole press conference. Even Papoose knew to be very succinct. He didn't come out here, get long-winded, showing all 32 teeth. He wasn't doing all that. Papoose was just there, cool. Opportunity to talked a little bit, got a little shine, put a little shine on you, fell back, subdued, easy. You know what I'm saying? But it truly, and I know you're watching the video, it truly feels like you are out here on this Claressa Shields GWOAT parade, and you want to take that parade through every single city, every town, every state, all 7 continents. And when you're doing it, you're more or less trying to force yourself on people like, hey, I'm your champion. Hey, I'm this great fighter. Hey, look at me. Hey, it's like you fighting for attention. And to be honest with you, a lot of time the quiet person in the room gets the most attention. The loudest one doesn't do anything but annoy people and gets ignored. I remember going to the clubs back in the day. I ain't been to a club in years. I remember back in the day going to the club. See all them little honeys in there and everything. Seeing dudes up in there making a bunch of noise, acting crazy. Then I always see a group of girls, maybe like 5 or 6, but there'd be one just chilling, sitting down, quiet. Locked in on that one. And that's what got my attention. Them loud ones that, hey, dancing and shit. You walk by, they grab your chest, say, hey, boyfriend, let me get cockroach, get out of here. But it's that quiet one. I had a homeboy, we used to roll out to the club all the time. He's Dominican, from Boston. I was born in Boston. Went to Trinidad, grew up in Trinidad, came back to the States as, a young man, but that's my story, right? So we be out there, man, and I be first name single, last name mingle. You know what I'm saying? On the hunt, trying to seal the deal. And then, it don't matter if we was a reggae club, soca club, Latin night, hip-hop club, whatever. He would just, I call him Esco. Esco would just fade away over there, pick up a Heineken, and just sit on the stool and chill. And one day I was like, yo, man, you come out here, you just be sitting there, man. I'm out here. Because he used to laugh at me like, yo, you wild, man. I'm out there everywhere. And I was like, yo, what these honeys in here? He like, nah, man, I don't talk to females. They talk to me. I'm not going to be making all that noise. They come and they talk to me. And I laughed at him. But you know what? He used to be sitting there, quiet. Never say nothing, just with his Heineken, chilling. Maybe bobbing his head a little bit. And I'm all through the club, you know what I mean? Trailer load of girls. Me don't want them to come off. You know what I'm saying? Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring, knife and fork for fight for dumpling. Booyaka, booyaka. That was me up in the club. But after a while, I would sit back and chill with him. Be like, yo, man, I'm going to sit here with you. I ain't drink. I get a bottle of water. And you know what? We're still getting a lot of attention. But I noticed, I was like, yo, it's like you in one spot. And you quiet, you ain't making a lot of noise. And you started to get a different type of attention. You know what I'm saying? So I really think when you're the loudest one in there and you're trying to force something, it can work. You can have some success. But I think when you become a bit more reserved, you have even more success. And for Claressa Shields, I think she needs to try that. As a matter of fact, she should be herself, but she got to make some refinements. But look at how Terrence Crawford moves. Terrence Crawford, the dude is like folklore, you know what I'm saying? It's like the goddamn, what's that, the Loch Ness Monster. Sasquatch, the Chupacabra, like shit that you hear about and you're like, man, is it real? Until you actually see Crawford come out. Crawford just be chilling. Right now you're seeing a lot about Crawford because of what he's accomplished, but other than that, you only seeing Crawford. Crawford not out here trying to convince you that he's great. Crawford has become the people's champion by letting his hands do the talking. Crawford don't say much of nothing. Floyd Mayweather talked a lot of crap, but that man let his hands do the talking. That's why there are people who say, yo, Floyd's no joke. When it comes to Claressa Shields, she's just trying to force it, man. We know she can fight. We know she's great. She can fight. But she don't get the respect as a great fighter, as a champion, and as someone with 19 titles and the gold medals and all that, man, and the 5 divisions. 3-time undisputed. She don't get that because it's the attitude, man. It's toxic. It's one thing to be confident, then there's arrogant, then there's toxic. She's up there and she's toxic. So she got to make some refinements. You know what I'm saying? Just coming into let me get back to the coming through the comments and just, reaching out to people, which is great. But I'm like, man, I almost want to say it ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? I was on TikTok and somebody was sending me stuff. When I'm out, man, I don't, a lot of that stuff I don't look at. But look at this, look at that, and I'm like, I'm watching it. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking to myself, this is sad. You know what I'm saying? That there are people I don't even know. And so many people just sending me stuff. And look what she said on this person's page. Look what she said on this person's page. I don't look at it. But when I watch it, I'm like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people should be going out the way to try to make her crazy. I think the point has been made. Claressa, you've hurt feelings. You've offended people. You know what I'm saying? And don't tell me nothing about what happened to you. You understand? It's not about what happened to you. It's about you taking ownership, taking accountability. We all have to learn that, man. Don't come say, yeah, I know I did, but. No, we don't want to hear no but. I just want to say I was wrong. I apologize. I know what I said may have offended you all. It wasn't my intentions, but I'm genuinely sorry. I apologize. Please accept my apology, and then shut up. You can't come out here and say, hey, I just want to tell y'all that I'm apologizing to you, even though that you said this to me, and and I didn't like that because it made me feel this way, but I know that I probably shouldn't have responded. But if you wouldn't have said this, I wouldn't have said that. Matter of fact, tell them what they said. That ain't how that's supposed to go. Not at all. Anyway, man. Claressa Shields. A lot of people are sitting back watching you. Matter of fact, I've even sat here and, talked about how, because so many people want to come out here and just, it sounds like they want me or other people to come out here and make a definitive statement that we feel that nothing that you're doing is going to work out or that we don't like you. I am telling you, I think I like you because I can understand your story. I don't like or respect what you said about Muhammad Ali. I don't like how you are here pushing this shit with colorism. I don't like that. And then listen to what the audience is saying. They're all saying the same thing. You have dark-skinned girls who are disappointed in you because they feel you're perpetuating the stereotypes that they've been burdened with since they were young girls, as that being dark-skinned is not beautiful. Being dark-skinned means you have to be angry or aggressive. And then they see you, and this is what the ladies are talking about. Even I've made an observation. I was like, what's going on? How you acting, things you're saying, the women you're beefing with, shit about complexion, hair, how you the makeup and stuff you're putting on. This is what people are saying. And they're watching you, and they're just trying to understand what's going on here. Because a lot of them like when you were just the girl with the braids. And they want you to dress up and look nice. But a lot of them like, you're just a girl with the braids. But they want the attitude is what they want you to tighten up. You a fighter, we know you're supposed to be beefing with people. You know you're supposed to talk some trash. We get it. With your opponent. But you out here, it's like World War III with everybody. You throwing grenades. You got hollow point bullets. You got what we call them shit, non-legal weapons out there on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man. I'm looking at you and I see somebody with huge potential. And you may feel like, yeah, well, I don't care nothing about what this guy says. I don't care nothing about what fans say. All these other YouTube channels who are saying stuff, they're real ridiculous with it. I ain't like that. But you may not care to hear what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, you can see there's some potential there. But you can also see that there's some serious concern. And as far as, I don't really talk about this. I let the fans talk about it. Maybe I should leave it alone because I don't really talk about it. But my fans know what I was about to say. Because whenever it comes up, I don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly what I was about to say. Those who've been following the channel, they know when we on those lives, they know I don't say nothing. I be like, I don't know. Seems to be working out. They know exactly what I was about to get into, but I ain't going to touch on it because for what? I let the fans do it. I'm just telling you, man, that, people wish you the best of luck. But chill. You're making this money. You're talking about you're making this money. You're making this millions. You're making this, you're that. Yo, man, that's good. You're making assumptions that nobody else have. You got to understand your audience, the people you're dealing with. A lot of these people out here, man, is gazillionaires, billionaires, millionaires. Then you got some thousandaires and some almost theirs. But still, that money don't mean shit, man. It means nothing, I'm telling you. $500,000, $2 million means nothing. I'm telling you, it means nothing. Nothing. Shit don't bring you no happiness. I'm telling you. It means nothing. You know what matters is when you go out into the world, and people run to you and show you love and they respect you. Like, genuinely show you love and respect you. You see how people clamor and go crazy over Pacquiao? People now go crazy over Mike Tyson. See how people feel when they see Roy Jones? Look how they are with Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? When people out here, man, they put love in the world and respect out into the world, that's what comes back to them. Respect. Look, you about to get into this hip-hop thing. You met him. Look at Busta Rhymes. But, his parents are Jamaican. He from New York. He a West Indian. He West Indian background. He born in the States like me, you know what I'm saying? West Indian ain't the same, but, West Indian is West Indian. It's the energy he put out. That's why he always smiling and everything nice. He gets love because of the energy he puts out. So all I'm saying is you put out the energy, man. The right energy is going to come back to you. The wrong energy, it's going to come back to you too. And we're going to keep talking because I'm waiting right now to find out what you're doing next. Who you fighting? What weight you fighting at? That's what I want to know. I'm hearing all kind of names. We don't know. So you may say, well, y'all don't need to know. Why don't you give us if you got to narrow down to 3 names, say, it's probably be these 3. And also talk about Hannah Gabriel's. Does she fit into any of this? We understand what happened where you're supposed to have a rematch. We understand what happened with the test. We understand. But there are a lot of people who feel like, you know what? That is a rematch that needs to happen. What about that? But I understand what happened. I get it. Shadesha Green, what's the deal? Come out here and tell us why you chose not to go sign with Jake Paul. Like, out of everything you said, the one thing that gave it up, Jake Paul. Why didn't you sign with Jake Paul? Like, to me, with the muscle he has and the moves he's making and with the women, why not go there since you're the GWOAT, right? You're the big dog in the female division, right? Why not go over there and a little 2-fight deal with him? For Shadesha Green and maybe you can talk to have someone else sign a little 1 or 2-fight deal or 1-fight deal. You fight Shadesha Green and your second fight will be against whoever else he picks up for you to fight. Y'all could have worked it out and had that conversation. You would have been fighting on Netflix. You would have been in the front of an expanded audience. Could have grown your profile and platform big time. And you surely, with the right attitude, the right fight build-up, even being yourself, being a GWOAT and being T-Rex or whatever you call yourself, just being aggressive because that's your personality type, you know what I'm saying, when you're in fight mode. But you could do it without being distasteful. And you do that on the grand stage, the biggest stage, and people are going to pay attention. Because they're going to be like, yo, who's this girl? 2-time gold medalist, this and that. They're going to be like, oh, yeah. But you got to issue that apology. Because you get on a big stage and you ain't issued that apology to the Alis, at least about Muhammad. You don't want to issue that to Layla? All right, you know, whatever. But the Muhammad Ali, that needs to happen. Like yesterday. Because the bigger your profile goes, the longer it goes without you apologizing, the more people are going to sit here, man, and just have strong disdain for you. Anyway, everybody keep cool. Shout out to the veterans on 7 continents. Claressa Shields, now I know you watch my channel. I think we become friends now. Understand this. You're 30 years old. I'm 50. You're making money. I have an idea. You've had some failures in life. I've had some failures in life. You're getting some big time successes now. I've been getting them for a long time. I'm going to tell you, man, if you're watching this video, attitude is everything. And if I got your attention right now, I'm going to tell you like I've said on this channel. There was a briefing I put together based on my own experiences, where I was a guy who was supposed to be learning his job, and people weren't really showing me the right way. And I got humbled because I was somewhere doing something based off what I was told and not being in the instructions and the manuals and pamphlets in the black and white. And I was a young guy in there who was being taught the right way. And he had to get me up to speed because someone intentionally chose to not make me as strong as they were making other people. And I ain't gonna get into all that. But that shit was wild. That's when I woke up and I said, never again. But the bottom line is I ended up doing a briefing. I've talked about it. It's how to play your card right in life. C-A-R-D. C is for communication. First thing, man. You want people to take you serious? You gotta be an effective communicator. Verbally, an effective communicator written. What you say matters. How you say it matters. And when you're writing things out, the way it's written, from grammar to tone to everything, it all matters. And then them nonverbals. I could be sitting here telling you, good morning, how are you? And I could have my face scowled up and looking at you crazy. You're going to be like, oh, I don't want me to have no good morning. Okay? So that's the C. Then the A is for attitude. Attitude. I don't need to explain that. Then the R, responsible, reliable, respectful. You can't be responsible. You can't be reliable. We can't take you serious. And respect is earned. Simple. Depending on a person's position, you can respect the position, not necessarily the person. And with you, a lot of people respect your position as a 2-time gold medalist. And they respect your position as 19 different titles? 3-time undisputed? They respect your position, but they don't respect you. Then D is discipline. I like the way Mike Tyson put it. I got my own definition. Doing the things you don't want to do like you love it. So if you play your card right and you listen to what I just said, you can take a lot from that and apply it to yourself and make yourself better. Because there's a lot of smart people out here and watching you. And we watch all these athletes just like you watch us out here on these YouTube channels. And people going to have shit to say about this video. Don't bother me. Just like most of it sounds like you say things don't bother you, but you be sure as hell be out here trying to go at people. My life is good. I love boxing. I love talking about boxing. But for you, we just want to see what direction you're going, man. But I think from listening to what the audience has been saying, a good start for you is to apologize to that Ali family. That shit wasn't cool. Anyway, I actually ran my mouth, man. No outline or nothing, just talking. 55 minutes. Well, that's going to give some people something to look at while they chilling. Y'all keep cool. The stage is there. You can come out here and talk. I ain't going to disrespect you. I'm not going to insult you. I'm not going to sit here and overtalk you. We'll sit here and just chop it up. I ain't trying to come out here and take everything and try to create a viral moment. I don't do that. I ain't got time for that bullshit. But I would ask you, so what's the plan? What we doing here? I want to know. I'm specifically about, you got to apologize to Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? That's first and foremost. But then we want to know the MVP, what happened. We want to hear from you. Jake Paul ain't said nothing yet. He's busy, but he's trying to sort out his next fight and everything because what happened with Javante. But we want to know what's going on. Because I'm telling you, not just me, everyone who's watching your situation is scratching their head. They're like, what the hell is going on here? Layla Ali, you were out here going off, firing off, have really nothing to say, nothing good to say, just going off. And then all of a sudden now, you there, and your tone's changed. You changed the tune. And we're like, what? Okay, from point A to point C, what happened there at point B? We missed that. You just skipped right over that. And we're trying to figure that out. Anyway, you keep cool, man. Shout out to the veterans on 7 continents. Go ahead and take me a little bit of tea and ginger and clean up this goddamn little cold that I got going on. In the breeze.